Well, the tour team is very close to my heart. It was what I started with originally. 6 students, had a small team here 20 years ago, um, and from that has blossomed the entire program because the classes supported the tour team's performance and skill sets. And now we have the degree in ballroom dance, a bachelor's degree in movement studies, and that fuels some of the energy that comes into the institution. Fantastic students and talented kids. So the tour team certainly is number one because it's eclectic, it's performance, it's anything you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think any dancer will say performance. Um, for me as a dancer, it was to get on stage and to travel and to perform for different peoples around the world and to learn of their societies and their cultures. But now it's to watch my students grow, to watch their faces after a performance is done, to see the energy and the growth that they've achieved through the sacrifice and perspiration and discipline and the structure they've been given, and how they can take these wonderful talents they have and apply them to a medium which is so open and so giving. And it's a wonderful art form. Oh, I have to start with my family. My mother was Italian. She was a singer, sang opera. My father was in the military. I lived abroad most of my growing up years. Then came to America and went to BYU and served in LDS mission. Those certainly have all had cultural effects and influences upon my life. My mother, tremendous, passionate woman for the arts, absolutely loves music and dancing, and she was a strong influence. Living in Italy and living in Switzerland and France and Germany had tremendous influences on me. Having a military father and having military influences on me throughout my life have given me some structure and discipline that have helped me to take these wonderful art forms and, if you will, push them forward and make them successful when art is so difficult sometimes to sell to people, because people want art, but it's difficult sometimes to pay for it. And so now to watch these kids discipline themselves and bring tremendous talents. This generation is so talented. They have so much going for them. I'm so jealous, but at the same time, I feel so rewarded. Cultural influences. My mother, the arts, the countries I've lived in abroad, traveling abroad. Art forms besides dance. Music, but that's an integral part of dance, I believe. Photography, I love photography. I shoot most of the pictures of my dance company performing, still photography. Art forms that influence my dance. I love period paintings. When I go to France, I always visit the Louvre, and I always visit the Musée d'Orsay. And Musée d'Orsay is absolutely fantastic for the tremendous paintings and the artworks that they have. And I'm jealous because I've been there so many times. I've watched classes on field trips visiting those museums. What a blessing it is to have those. We have our own museum here, the Woodbury Art Museum, and it's fantastic to have collections come through. So those are very influential on me. Well, Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly and Ginger Rogers, very strong influence. I grew up watching those movies, black and white, tuxedos, beautiful ball gowns, and I always thought how elegant that was and how beautiful, and how they treated each other like ladies and gentlemen, and society seemed to be a bit nicer when people were dancing, and dance seems to improve somebody's lifestyle. I feel like you can learn some ballroom dance and improve your life right away with that. Enjoy companionship and partnership and communication with someone of the opposite gender, perhaps, in a joint project. I think it improves the relationship because you have to learn to work together. You cannot enjoy this form of entertainment as a soloist. You must work with the other individual, and there's some synergistic energy which comes from two people achieving a common goal. moving at the same rhythm, moving at the same time, when you get your breathing at the same time, your heart rate moving at the same time, and you're flying across the floor at the same movements, and one person's giving a lead and the other is following, or there's a joy which comes from the success, one, of just accomplishing that step, but two, enjoying the rhythm together and feasting on the music as one, not as two.